You know, we always talk about water being essential for life, but what if its most important job is something way bigger? What if water is the one thing that keeps our entire planet from just spinning into total chaos? Today, we're diving into a really wild theory that says exactly that.
I mean, really think about it for a second. We're on this gorgeous, self-regulating rock. It's an oasis. But right next door, you've got Venus, which is a literal runaway greenhouse, and Mars, a barren, freezing world that's constantly fluctuating. Why is Earth so different? We usually point to chemistry, but what if that's not the whole story? What if we've been looking in the wrong place entirely?
So, here's the big idea. What if planetary stability has less to do with the stuff a planet is made of, and more to do with how all its physical forces, well, how they talk to each other? A new model suggests we should be thinking about planets as these giant, resonant systems. And to do that, you need a whole new way of looking at physics.
And that new framework has a name, the Harmonic Scale Framework, or HSF for short. It's a pretty bold idea, so let's take a minute and break down what it's all about.
Okay, so the HSF tries to simplify everything. Instead of seeing the universe as a bunch of separate, disconnected forces, imagine it's all just one single giant wave. And this model says that everything we experience, light, heat, gravity, you name it, is just a vibration in one of 5 distinct harmonic channels. Think of them like different frequencies on a universal radio. It's all part of the same broadcast.
Right, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? How do you get from this super abstract physics idea about channels and waves to a stable climate and life here on Earth? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The theory says there's one very special substance that acts like a universal translator between all these different channels. And yeah, you've probably already guessed what it is. You got it. It's water. In the Harmonic Scale Framework, water isn't just some random molecule, it's the master coupler. It's the physical stuff that connects the dots between everything else, all because it has some really unique properties that nothing else in the universe seems to share.
So here's why water is so special. It's basically a triple threat. First, its polarity means it can interact with light and electromagnetism. That's one channel. Second, it's amazing at carrying vibrations like heat and sound. That's another channel. And third, its density changes, which means it responds to gravity. That's a third. It's pretty much the only substance that can speak all of these different physical languages at the same time.
So you see, water isn't just sitting around. It's actively building a bridge. It connects the tiny microworld of photons with the huge macroworld of heat, sound, and gravity. This lets energy flow smoothly between them. But how does that bridge actually make a planet stable?
Let's get into the mechanics of it. How does this bridging idea actually stop a planet from going completely off the rails, like Venus or Mars did? The process, it turns out, is surprisingly elegant.
It works kind of like a cascade. So step 1, sunlight, which is electromagnetic energy, hits the oceans. Because water is polar, it absorbs that energy and turns it into heat. Boom, that's the link from channel 2 to channel 3. Then, step 2. That heat drives ocean currents and atmosphere pressure, both of which are tied directly to gravity. That's your link from channel 3 to 4. And just like that, you have a connected, coherent system.
And here's the real magic. On a planet without water, a big energy shock like a solar flare or a giant meteor impact could create all these disruptive waves that just build on each other and throw the whole system into chaos. But with water acting as the middleman, that energy gets smoothly distributed and balanced out. It acts like a giant shock absorber for the planet, dampening any disruptions before they get out of control. The system literally stabilizes itself.
Okay, so that's the theory. It sounds pretty cool, right? But does it actually hold up when we look at the real world? Let's put this HSF model to the test and see how it stacks up against our planetary neighbors.
Well, take a look. The correlation is actually pretty striking. Earth, loaded with water, has that strong 2-3-4 coupling and is beautifully self-regulating. Venus, with very little water but a thick atmosphere, has some coupling, so it's stable, just hellishly hot. Mars, it lost its water, and sure enough, it lost its coupling. Now its axis wobbles and its climate is all over the place. And poor Mercury? No water, no coupling, just a sterile, lifeless rock.
So according to this model, planets can go down one of 2 paths. The dry worlds are fundamentally disconnected. They can't balance out energy shocks. But the water-rich planets, they become these coherent, resonant systems. They can absorb hits and maintain a stable environment for billions of years, which, is more than enough time for something really complex, like life, to get started.
This all leads us to a pretty massive conclusion. You've heard astronomers say, follow the water when we're searching for life. This theory suggests that statement is true on a level that we probably never even imagined.
When you think about it this way, it totally reframes water's role in the universe. Its main job might not even be biological, as a solvent for cells. Its first, most crucial job might be purely physical, turning a dead, chaotic rock into a stable, self-regulating system. It basically sets the stage for the entire drama of life to even have a chance to begin.
He can boil this entire incredible idea down to one powerful little formula. Water creates coherence. Coherence creates planetary stability. And that stability is the absolute, non-negotiable foundation for a planet to be habitable. One thing leads directly to the next.
So this leaves us with a really profound final thought. Maybe we've had it backwards all this time. We look for water because we think life needs it to drink, so to speak. But maybe the real reason is much deeper. Maybe, without water, a planet simply can't achieve the physical stability required for life to ever get a foothold in the first place. Kind of makes you look at a simple glass of water in a whole new light, doesn't it?